year, giving some perspective and optimism for the future. The last time the Fever had made it to the postseason was 2016. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:04.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros. And a thank you to our loyal customers for making our agency a national sales leader for the 7th straight year. We recently saved a family of 4 over $500 monthly when compared to their ACA plan. You know it's still Obamacare, right? We've recently saved a 61-year-old retiring couple over $600 when compared to their COBRA plan. Breaking news. We are now able to offer health insurance to employer groups of all sizes with 2 of the largest insurers in the Midwest. We'll be here when you need us. Quoting my favorite president, what the heck do you have to lose? We can help. As always, God bless America, or at least what's left of her.
Call Ron or Terry at 317-563-0868. That's 317-563-0868. Or go to rragency.org. That's rragency.org. A health plan managed and chosen by you, not the government.
The traffic on the 5s at 3:05. Good afternoon, Matt Baer.
Good afternoon, Harrison. Eastbound 70 stop-and-go traffic from Belmont into the South Split. Continue to drag up to the Washington Street exit on northbound 6570. Inbound 65 stop-and-go 21st to Meridian Pad. Traffic sponsored by Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield. They've teamed up with the Indiana Fever and Common Threads to provide local schools with information for nutritious meal preparation. Learn more at anthem.com/fever. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield is the trade name of Anthem Insurance Companies Incorporated. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Clouds begin to increase throughout the day today. We will see highs right around 75. Mostly cloudy skies overnight with some showers developing. Lows will fall to 62. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it! Hammer, when you think about great achievements in the history of mankind, I'm talking about landing a man on the moon. I'm talking about the invention of the wheel. I'm talking about the invention of toilet paper and indoor plumbing.
Yes.
Hell, I'm talking about the invention of the toilet.
Yes. All great inventions throughout the history of our civilization.
Nothing can compare to Vice President Kamala Harris doing an interview all by herself.
She made it.
Oh,
she did it.
Looks like we made it.
Now, granted, it was with one of her activist friends disguised as a journalist.
And I'm assuming it's live.
Oh, no? Nigel, you and your drugs.
Yeah, drugs. Yeah.
This was pre-recorded so they could cut out the most ridiculous crap. Now, most is the key word there.
I was going to say, what did they cut out? Because they left in some pretty egregious, ridiculous crap.
Let's get right to it.
Oh, please.
We watch this stuff so you don't have to. So, as usual, Kamala Harris did not have any sort of answers or insight or specifics on how she wants to do things. Listen to this. This is the host of MSNBC, Stephanie Ruhle, asking her about taxes. Kamala has absolutely no answer or specifics.
Expanding that child tax credit, or you mentioned housing before, giving that extra money for a first home. If you can't raise corporate taxes, or if GOP takes control of the Senate, where do you get the money to do that? Do you still go forward with those plans and borrow?
Well, but we're going to have to raise corporate taxes, and we're going to have to make sure that the biggest corporations and billionaires pay their fair share. That's just it. It's about paying their fair share.
I have a follow-up question, Nigel. Yes. I'm going to raise my hand.
And I'm expecting Stephanie Ruhle has the same follow-up question, but go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't interrupt.
How? How do you plan to do that?
Oh, I got a follow-up to the follow-up.
Yes.
What have you and President Biden been doing for the past 4 years? If that was the end-all, be-all answer, it's talking about corporate tax rates and everybody paying their fair share. You've been in power for 4 years. So I didn't mean to sound like Joe Biden.
It's a little
it.
Biden-esque right there.
They've been in power. But I mean, basically, Joe Biden, essentially, yesterday we played some audio of Joe Biden saying, yeah, he's abdicated most of his responsibilities to Kamala Harris.
Which had to have just made her head spin all the way around because she's trying to distance herself from Joe. But her plan is, well, we have to. Well, that doesn't make any sense. That answer was so bad that even Stephanie Ruhle, who was the person doing the interview, she jumped on another MSNBC show after the interview had aired and was speaking with their host and basically said Kamala came in unprepared.
Here's what's a little tricky. She doesn't answer the question around if the GOP is controlling the Senate, if she can't raise corporate taxes, where is she going to get the money from, to expand the child tax credit and do all the things she wants to do? And she says, we just have to do it. And that's great, and that's a campaign promise. But the issue is, if it means we're just going to borrow again, then what we're doing is we're just never addressing the deficit.
That would have been nice if Stephanie Ruhle would have said that too. Oh, I don't know. Kamala Harris? Instead of a follow-up interview with another MSNBC correspondent after the fact?
I mean, maybe she did, but it hit the cutting room floor because I'm willing to bet they gave Kamala's camp the chance to approve the final product here. That's the problem with these taped interviews, especially when it's with your buddies. Oh, this was one of my favorite parts of it last night. Kamala Harris blaming the border crisis and the invasion of millions of illegals on Donald Trump.
Uh-oh.
We do have a broken immigration system, and it needs to be fixed. And if we take a step back, months ago, some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress came together with others, proposed a border security bill.
Crappy
that
bill.
would put 1,500 new border agents on the border to help those hardworking border agents who are there right now working around the clock.
Mass amnesty.
Put more money into stemming the flow of fentanyl, which is killing Americans around our country and devastating communities. Would have put more resources into our ability to prosecute transnational criminal organizations, which in my career I've prosecuted. Donald Trump got word of the bill, realized it was going to fix a problem he wanted to run on, and told him to kill the bill, don't put it up for a vote. He killed a bill that would have actually been a solution because he wants to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And that's part of what needs to be addressed. And my pledge is that when elected president, I will bring that bill back and I will sign it into law.
Boy, I guess I was unaware that former presidents that were no longer in power were allowed to sign executive orders killing bills. That's shocking to me that former presidents who are no longer have any influence or any power are able to just kill bills going through the House and the Senate. Well, and plus this, it was a BS bill. It offered mass amnesty. I mean, the 1,500 border agents were for processing.
Right.
They weren't standing there a post with a gun in their hand protecting the border. They were there to make it easier for the people processing the illegals flowing through.
Whether it was Donald Trump or whether it was somebody else, whoever was behind killing that bill, thank you.
Yeah.
Mass amnesty is not at all what people signed up for. All right. I've pulled to Kamala Harris. I've already flip-flopped on something, Nigel.
Really?
I said that my favorite part of last night is where she blamed the border on Trump. I was wrong. My favorite part of last night is where you could clearly tell Kamala Harris learned a new word, and she said it 3 times in 15 seconds. I want you to listen to this. Kamala Harris showing off how she learned the word holistic. Holistic. You're going to hear it 3 times in 15 seconds.
And looking holistically at the connection between that and housing, and looking holistically at the incentives we in the federal government can create for local and state governments to actually engage in planning in a holistic manner that includes prioritizing affordable housing.
Is that the new unburdened by what has been, using holistic and holistically over and over and over?
I don't even think she knows what she was talking about. That was in response to a question that she basically answered the question by repeating the question and inserting the word holistic. I don't have time we don't have time to play all these clips. It was ridiculous. Where's old balls Tim Walz? Because he should have been there to hold her hand. It went even worse.
So I've got the transcript in front of me.
Oh, okay.
I've printed off the transcript.
Yes.
I want you to read this transcript, Nige. Yes, because I want to hear it from somebody else. Maybe it'll make sense if I hear it from another voice.
Looking holistically at the connection between that and housing, and looking holistically at the incentives we in the federal government can create for local and state governments, and actually engaging and planning in a holistic manner.
Okay, that's enough.
Prioritizing available housing. Oh. You better thank a union member. All right, so I got to read along with her now.
Now I want you, Big Nige, to read along with Kamala Harris. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
And looking holistically at the connection between that and housing, and looking holistically at the incentives we the federal government can create for local and state governments to actually engage in planning in a holistic manner that includes prioritizing affordable housing.
She was spitting out the holistically so fast and furious, it was hard to keep up.
Oh, man. Learned a new word today.
So most people that watch that would agree Kamala struggled, and she never gives any substance to answers, and that's been a problem with her this entire campaign. But there was one person that loved it. MSNBC's Jarvis DeBerry.
Who?
He's one of the writers for MSNBC.com. He wrote an article called 5 Takeaways from the Interview. Number 1, Kamala Harris's working class street credibility was on display. Number 2, Harris knows how to needle Trump. Everybody knows how to needle Donald Trump. You make fun of his rally sizes and you say he sucks at golf.
Yeah.
That's how you needle Donald Trump.
That's easy.
I did it in 3 seconds, and I'm not running for president. Number 3, the pandemic doesn't give Trump a pass on how he handled the economy. Number 4, Harris's gut decision on picking old balls Tim Walz. I may have thrown in the old balls.
Did he say old balls?
And number 5, women have a reason to fear a second Trump presidency.
Okay.
Well, here to respond, Nige.
Care about any of that.
We couldn't let this weasel, Jarvis DeBerry, get away with this.
Okay.
So here to offer a rebuttal is AI Donald Trump.
Oh, my.
I don't know who the hell Jarvis DeBerry is. Is he a rapper or something? Jarvis DeBerry sounds like an STD you would get after hooking up with some floozy from Southport. I took that Southport chick home last night, and this morning it burns when I pee. I think she gave me Jarvis DeBerry.
AI Donald Trump responding to Jarvis DeBerry's article.
I think the doctor said I had a case of Jarvis DeBerry.
Yeah, both DeBerrys are infected.
Boy.
Matt Bear is standing by with a look at the roads.
All right, Hammer looking at southbound 65 stop and go traffic from 29th Street to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70 stop and go Belmont into the south split. Looking at the northeast side, eastbound 465 starting to slow Keystone Avenue over to Allisonville Road, and southbound 65 from the northwest side, a medical emergency blocking the right lane at Lafayette Road. No delay. There is a slowdown. Please be safe. Traffic sponsored by Staples Stores. Your local Staples store has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. Save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
79 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. I think I'd like to hear it one more time.
What's that?
I think I would like to hear AI Donald Trump responding to that softball article from Jarvis DeBerry.
I don't know who the hell Jarvis DeBerry is. Is he a rapper or something? Jarvis DeBerry sounds like an STD you would get after hooking up with some floozy from Southport. I took that Southport chick home last night, and this morning it burns when I pee. I think she gave me Jarvis DeBerry.
Been there, my friend. Been there. Those Southport chicks, man.
Haven't we all?
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Tony Katz.
Let's now name all the things you would rather do other than move.
Gastro bypass surgery.
And I was just going to go for enema. Same body part, just from different angles.
Takes half as long.
This show is excellent, by the way.
I love it.
You know, we got nominated for a Marconi. We didn't get nominated this year. I don't see another one in our future.
It's like that Colts won Super Bowl championship. We'll always have that.
I was going to put up a finalist banner.
Tony Katz, mornings 6 to 9 on 93 WIBC and WIBC.com.
New fleet vehicle, Andy Moore Ford has got you covered. Over 800 new vehicles available on the lot, including the Super Duty trucks available starting only at $43,995. You've got F-150s, transit vans, the custom work vehicles for any industry, all built Ford tough, and Rangers with that all-new body style from only $36,995. And of course, you want the cool fun stuff. They've got the Broncos, the Bronco Sports. I'm driving a Bronco. I own a Bronco Sport. And interest rates as low as 0% APR available on new Andy Moore Fords. And when you need service, Andy Moore Ford will come to you. Just schedule it online at andymoreford.com. They'll come pick up the vehicle, service it, and bring it back to you as good as new. Andy Moore Ford in Plainfield. Visit them on Main Street. Tell them Tony Katz sent you, or find them online at andymoreford.com. That's Andy Moore Ford, M-O-H-R.
I love Andy.
andymoreford.com.
Indiana Pathways for Aging helps Hoosier Medicaid members age 60 and over get support at no additional cost to live life their way.
Mom's Parkinson's is progressing, and Pathways provides in-home support so she can be with family every day.
Pathways coordinates Medicaid and Medicare services. I'm getting help with meals, personal care, and transportation.
One day, I might choose a nursing home, but today, I have options with Pathways.
To learn more, eligible members call 87 Pathway 4 or visit in.gov/pathways.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I exclusively use American Standard equipment to heat my home in the winter and to cool my home in the summer. Here is Hammer to tell you about one of those amazing, independent, Central Indiana American Standard dealers.
How about Family Heating and Air, the Morris family and their staff ready to help you out this fall and into the winter. You could call Rachel, Marcus, or Malia today to make sure that furnace is safe and ready to go for when that cold weather starts to move in. Family Heating and Air always encourages you to call them for a free second opinion if you've already got a quote from somebody else. If something seems a little off about your quote, call Family, because nobody takes care of you like family. 317-577-8077. Family Heating and Air, 577-8077. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard.
Earn, save, grow. It's time your money works harder and goes further with a Stockyards Bank and Trust CD. For a limited time, earn 5.15 annual percentage yield with our 5-month CD special. Proudly serving our communities since 1904. Visit any of our 5 Indianapolis area locations or syb.com/IndyCD today and experience the Stockyards Bank difference. 10,000 minimum balance required. Limited time offer. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Sweet chocolate reward. Sweet chocolate reward.
This is not just the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat at Walgreens. This is the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat right after receiving all their vaccines in one trip. This is the sound of treating yourself, because you protected yourself.
Stop by or schedule both your flu and COVID-19 vaccines today and grab yourself a sweet treat while you're at it. Vaccine subject to availability. State, age, and health-related restrictions may apply.
Can you hear me?
So can your customers. Get your message heard. Text BUSINESS to 71007 now. Get results with Radio 1.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Family Heating and Air, your American Standard air dealer in Indianapolis.
Nigel Show. Let's turn on 93 WIBC.
Let's have a demonstration. Pop-up Pickleball Social presented by Franciscan Health this Saturday morning, 9 to 4. I think the free clinic starts at 10. I'm going to be there as early as possible. I love pickleball. I don't play a lot of it. We just had some sort of neighborhood pickleball tournament with the people in our neighborhood. We were one of 3, my wife and I. We were 1 for 3. But I love playing. It's great exercise. And they have these kind of things that we like to call pop-up pickleball socials. Craig Park in Greenwood. Craig.
Get up, Craig. Get up, Craig.
Smith Valley Road, Greenwood. Lots of details, WIBC.com. So we had the clinic, and then like open play. They're saying something about celebrity matches.
Are you one of the celebrities, Nige?
I think so. I don't consider myself a celebrity unless I am recognized at Cracker Barrel.
You have done celebrity beer bong, so I think that puts you in the category of a celebrity.
So it's all free, open to the public. Bring your friends, family, neighbors, and it's. I don't know. I just like the exercise.
Yeah. Just show up in like some comfortable clothes. Yeah. Don't dress to impress. Hang out, play some pickleball.
Some grape smugglers.
Right.
That's what me and JMV are wearing.
Right. You guys are going to look like the Stockton brothers. John Stockton. I don't even know if he has a brother, but that's who you two are going to be. I read earlier today that Ben Stiller is working on making a pickleball movie. Now, he's already made a dodgeball movie. It's probably more of a Vince Vaughn movie than a Ben Stiller movie, but he was the villain in Dodgeball.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait. I'd flock to it because pickleball is very popular, especially very popular among orthopedic surgeons throughout the country.
Right.
With all the injuries and things sustained while playing.
When I think about Ben Stiller now, though, I'm reminded of a story that Jeff Boggs, not Kenny Rogers, told us. I can't remember if you were here or not. He was at some party, and he was getting his car, and Ben Stiller was there getting his car, too, like out of valet or something. And not Kenny Rogers turns around, "Hey, Ben Stiller, I loved you in Meet the Parents, man." And Ben Stiller just goes, "Huh." And he turns around and walks away. That's it.
I feel like I've had similar experiences. Just, hey, Diddy, can I get a pic? No.
And again, that was the best thing that ever happened to you.
Yeah.
Because anytime there's a scandal with a celebrity now, everybody rushes to find a photo of the politician they don't like with him or somebody else with him. So imagine when Diddy went down for all of his stuff, I'm sure somebody would have put a Nigel picture out there of you guys hanging out.
Can I bring up something real quick? Point of privilege that this wasn't on the thing here.
Please.
But my wife and I had a great, not this weekend, the weekend before, we had a great Friday night. Just
coitus?
No coitus, but it just all came together. The kids were fine. We went out to eat at Cracker Barrel in Whitestown. Somebody came up to me. There's a couple people came up to me at the Cracker Barrel in Whitestown, shook my hand, loved the Hammer and Nigel show.
Awesome.
And so my wife always thinks that's funny. And we went to, the next day, we went to Homerama. I told you about Homerama, right? It's where you pay $30 or $40 to go look at multi-million-dollar homes that you'll never
We gave you a
afford.
challenge, if you remember. Did you own up to it?
Grab a beer out of the fridge, which you're not supposed to?
No. You had to take a dump in one of the fancy bathrooms. You know exactly what the challenge was.
I did not take a number 2 in any, but we were touring the promontory of Zionsville. A giant, like lots of acreage, and there were only 6 homes that you could tour, but they were all like $4.5 million homes. And lots of people. There was, shuttles back and forth. Huge acreage. It wasn't like Holiday Farms where all the houses are on top of each other. It was just beautiful, beautiful homes. And we got to the last house. Like you walk from house to house. It was so hot. She goes, "It's kind of funny. You get recognized at Cracker Barrel, but you don't get recognized at these fancy Homerama Promontory Zionsville tours." As soon as she said that, we walked downstairs, and one of the guys doing the AV, like the audio visual.
Sure.
Oh, man, Dan was his name, David, I don't know, immediately recognized me. "Nigel, come get a beer."
Awesome.
Come on, come get a beer. And it was these were beautiful, beautiful, beautiful homes. The other thing that I did, which was, I can't believe I haven't told this story. One of the home designers named Emily Mansky. She designed, I don't know what her name is. My wife follows her work on Instagram. She's got tens of thousands of followers. She's out of Carmel. She designs these homes, and then somebody builds them for her. Well, I'm carrying around 2 empty, I've got an empty beer can in one hand and an empty margarita in another. And you're not really allowed to take the drinks in, but there wasn't a trash can.
Right.
So we walk in, and my wife looks very prim and proper, very nice, and this woman greets us. She's a younger lady. Her name's Emily. And I go, hey, you got a trash can for these? And she goes, oh, I'll take them. I'll take, yeah, they're not very good with that. They need to have better, access to trash cans. And my wife looks at me and she goes, that is the woman that designed half these houses in this neighborhood. You just asked Emily Mankey to throw away your trash.
Why was she on your ass so much that day?
Well, she wasn't, but she was like, you idiot, find your own trash can. You don't need to ask the designer.
What, Emily's too good to throw away trash? I think Emily's doing quite fine. It's not going to hurt her to throw away a
She
margarita
was very
cup.
polite. No, I'm not saying she was a snob about it. She was very polite. But I did kind of feel like a doofus afterwards, asking, the designer of this $5 million home, hey, where's the trash can? I mean, I think you can kind of understand my wife's sentiment.
But I think she was just bitter that somebody did recognize you. Like, at that point.
It wasn't her.
Right,
My
but it was
wife
right after she said, nobody recognizes you here, trying to be
yeah.
all smug on you.
Right.
And then you go
looking
down, and the AV guy was
Yeah.
like, hey,
Oh,
Nigel.
man. Oh, right.
Like, did you turn around and give her the old Ace Ventura?
Oh,
Can you
yeah.
feel that,
Yeah.
buddy? Huh?
You damn right I did.
Oh,
You
that's
damn
awesome.
right I did.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Got the Wee Mac out of the fridge down there in whoever's basement I was in.
My man. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
As summer fades and the cool breeze of fall sets in, it's the perfect time to get back to the basics, especially when it comes to your financial future. At Howard Bailey Financial, we believe in simplifying your retirement plan. Our team of advisors help you build a customized retirement strategy that is designed to help reduce risk, increase income, and mitigate tax. Whether you're just starting out or looking to refine your plan, we're here to guide you every step of the way. It's never too early or too late to make sure your financial future is secure. Text BASICS to 888-494-5004 to download your complimentary retirement planning toolkit today. That's BASICS to 888-494-5004. Howard Bailey Financial. Back to the basics. Forward to your future. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Hey, can you blow up some balloons for Jack's party?
I can't. I'm so congested.
You need Sinex Saline from Vicks.
Sinex Saline Nasal Spray.
Yeah, just Sinex. Breathe.
Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion associated with colds and year-round allergies with a gentle, ultra-fine mist that's no mess and easy to control.
Daddy, we need more balloons.
On it.
Enjoy life's important moments without congestion. Try Sinex Saline from Vicks. Just Sinex. Breathe. Use as directed.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
It's why you'll get some rain. 80 degrees and cloudy over the circle. The radar currently clear of any rain. Your low tonight drops to the mid-60s with maybe some rain then showing up late. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 3:32. Hurricane Helene. What's it have to do with Indiana? Well, that's likely the reason for some storms tomorrow, says Joe Neild with the National Weather Service.
In addition to that, we're going to see our winds start to ramp up very gradually later today into tonight, and then a bit more during the day on Friday.
Rain is predicted to continue into Saturday, with maybe things drying up by that afternoon. President Joe Biden has approved emergency declarations in Georgia, Florida, and the Carolinas because of Helene. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre says the government will help how it can.
The entire Biden-Harris administration stands ready to provide further assistance to impacted states.
Helene's already been upgraded to a Category 3 storm. That means winds are expected to be well north of 100 miles an hour. It could get stronger as it heads to Florida. New York Mayor Eric Adams, you may have heard, he was indicted this morning for taking illegal campaign funds and some other benefits from Turkish nationals in exchange for some favors. FBI New York Assistant Director in Charge James Denny says this is the kind of stuff that ruins your trust in the government.
We cannot ignore the shadow cast by moments like this. When trust is eroded, it takes years, sometimes decades, to rebuild.
Mayor Adams says he's innocent of the charges and says he's not going to resign. Go to school, kids. Democrat candidate for governor Jennifer McCormick says it could go a long way in helping the state's economy.
That starts with education. It is an investment for the state of Indiana. We're over half of the state budget, being former state superintendent, well aware of that. But that education spectrum also includes childcare.
McCormick said this morning she wants to increase funding for pre-K, K through 12, and higher education to help with childcare. She also wants to expand the earned income tax credit and improve quality of life in the Hoosier states. The average price you're paying for a gallon of gas today, at least in Indiana, $3.22. That's all according to GasBuddy.com. It's a couple of cents above the national average today. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 3:34.
Hey, diamond lovers. Shane Company knows fine jewelry. That means a lot when you're looking for a dream engagement ring, a beautiful keepsake, or the perfect gift. When it's this important, you want someone who knows exactly how to work with your budget. Not against it. Someone who knows you deserve a piece more beautiful than you've ever imagined. Through 4 generations as a family business, we've always sourced our diamonds and gemstones directly, cut out the middleman, and passed the savings on to you. Come see us in store and compare our wide selection of diamonds, rubies, and a rainbow of sapphires in different shapes and sizes. So many in stock and ready to take home today. Create your dream engagement ring in 3 easy steps. Or pick a perfectly preset ring that's created by our in-house design team. Browse our selection of fine jewelry gifts for everyone in your life, from diamond and gemstone studs to must-have tennis bracelets and beautiful birthstone necklaces. With our everyday competitive prices and unmatched free lifetime warranty, Shane Company is your go-to destination for fine jewelry. Visit shaneco.com and come in to see for yourself. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Cindy Carrasco has spent a career holding the powerful accountable. As Indiana's Inspector General and Director of the State Ethics Commission, Cindy fought waste, fraud, and abuse wherever she found it. Cindy also combated wrongdoing in state government, which meant standing up and doing the right thing even if it wasn't popular. Now, as our state senator, Cindy Carrasco continues to fight on behalf of all Hoosiers by improving the quality of our children's education, providing tax relief for everyone, and working to make our communities safe by getting law enforcement the resources they need to fight crime, violence, and keep fentanyl away from our families. It's why Cindy has been endorsed by the Indiana Fraternal Order of Police, State Police Alliance, and the Professional Firefighters of Indiana. Because they know that Cindy has their back, and we know she has ours. Vote for more government transparency, better schools, lower taxes, and safer streets. Vote Cindy Carrasco for State Senate.
Paid for by Cindy for Senate.
With traffic at 3:36, here's Matt Baer.
All right, Harrison, inbound 70 stop-and-go traffic after rural down to Fletcher Avenue, and a medical emergency from the northwest side of southbound 65 at Lafayette Road that blocks the right lane. Crash Michigan Road. North of the White River, that involves a motorcycle. Somebody could be hurt. Looking at eastbound 70, that's stop-and-go traffic from Harding Street into the south split. North side, eastbound 465, now stop-and-go from Westfield Boulevard to the White River. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Remnants from Helene will cause our Friday to turn rainy and windy, with wind advisories in place from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday. Wind gusts over 50 miles per hour at times, with some heavier rain in the mix as well, with highs in the mid-70s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
Oh, man. The Fever lost last night, 87-81. I thought there was a chance I watched mostly the end of the second, third, fourth quarters last night. It was the Fever versus Connecticut. Is that a 3-6 matchup?
Yes.
Hammer. The Connecticut Sun swept 2-0. Season over. I think Caitlin Clark did amazing. I mean, she did not have a good game a couple days ago, but all in all, her season was incredible. Broke a whole laundry list of records and put the WNBA on the map.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
and she showed up last night. She played her butt off last night.
Yeah.
25 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds. But because the bizarre structure of the WNBA postseason. The Fever were never guaranteed a home game, and they were swept 2-0. And if you look around that league, everybody that had home court advantage swept 2-0. So maybe next year, now that the league has a little bit more money because of Caitlin Clark, they can afford to maybe expand that playoff a little bit.
It's so funny to look at the stats and the disparities between WNBA games and teams that had Caitlin Clark in town when the Fever were on the road, and the attendance levels that were at those stadiums versus when Caitlin Clark wasn't in town and in their stadium. It's just a laundry list of stats that you can rattle off about her and how she improved the overall league and the attention and the notoriety of not only her, but other players.
Right. She was as advertised. Like some people get drafted number one and maybe they're a bust, they don't work out. She was as advertised, but not everybody is a fan of Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever.
Whatever.
Because last night, Alyssa Thomas, one of the players from Connecticut, was talking to the press about how racist the Fever fan base is.
Honestly, it's been a lot of nonsense. I think in my 11-year career, I've never experienced the racial comments from the Indiana Fever fan base. We had her face on a serious matter that happened in this world, and it's unacceptable, honestly. And there's no place for it, and we've been professional throughout the whole entire thing, but I've never been called the things that I've been called on social media, and there's no place for it. And basketball is headed in a great direction, but nah, we don't want fans that are going to degrade us and call us racial names. I mean, we already see what's happening in the world and what we have to deal with in that aspect. And we come to play basketball for our job and it's fun, but we don't want to go to work every day and have social media blown up over things like that. It's uncalled for, and something needs to be done, whether it's them checking their fans or this league checking. There's no time for it anymore.
Where's the evidence? I mean, I don't think there is any place for any sort of racial comments. Of course, she's right about that, but they never offer up any evidence about this. And then to blame Caitlin Clark because she's getting racist comments is even more egregious.
Right. Let's say there is some dumbass Fever fan that sends her a mean tweet and it's highly inappropriate. Screw that moron. It's not indicative of an entire fan base, and it's not indicative of Caitlin Clark.
And I don't even know why, because Caitlin Clark's white and the majority of the players in the WNBA are black. That's why there's racist comments. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I haven't seen evidence of it. I've certainly never seen any evidence produced.
I think one of her teammates, if not her, it was one of her teammates, posted something after Caitlin got the black eye in the first game of the series where there was
she got nailed.
Some moron that said an inappropriate word. But this has kind of been a thing all year long. Like, it's rubbed people the wrong way that fans want to watch Caitlin, that she's the star of the league. I'm not saying she's the best player, but she's the star of the league. That's where all the eyeballs want to go. The arenas pack up. She sells more jerseys. She's not controversial, and she's not gay. I mean, it's everything that is opposite of what we thought about the WNBA before, and that bothers these people. It scares them to death.
My mother has never watched, she's barely watched an NBA game or a Colts game before. She's definitely never watched a WNBA game. And she's sitting there last night texting me on pins and needles, biting her fingernails, stressing over these playoff games with Caitlin Clark. I think that says something in general about what she means to the league. My 70-year-old mom, who's never paid attention to sports. What are you doing today, Nigel? I'm going to the Colts game, man. It's the playoffs. Yeah, have fun. I'm not going to watch it. But she's watching the WNBA playoffs.
And it's interesting you bring that up. the playoff game 1, was on an NFL Sunday, and it tipped off at 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
That's like toward the end of the first window of games and getting ready for the second window, and the numbers were huge. People watch Caitlin Clark. I'm not saying more than the NFL, because that's not true, but she more than held her own in the ratings competing with the NFL.
And I think the big thing is, and we've had discussions with other people, whether it be the guy from Breitbart, Dylan, our friend Dylan Gwynn, guys from Outkick. Caitlin Clark has never played the victim when very easily she could have, especially at the beginning of the season.
Right. They were targeting her with physical violence. I mean, they weren't just hard fouls. I've played sports. I've played basketball. I've played football. There's a difference between dirty plays and hard plays. She was the victim of a lot of dirty stuff. Why? Because she's popular, she's young, and she's so different than most of the players in that league.
And correct me if I'm wrong, unanimous Rookie of the Year.
Yes.
There's votes on that kind of thing, right?
Correct.
Nobody voted for anybody else except Caitlin Clark. And I like Angel Reese. I like the rivalry. That's fine with me.
Right.
I think Angel Reese. Okay, who's the villain in that whole rivalry? Is it Caitlin Clark or is it Angel Reese?
Well, it's probably Angel Reese. She kind of portrays herself. She embraces being the bad guy.
Kind of embraces the victimhood as well.
True. But the league's going to be great. As long as Caitlin is there to be the ringleader, Angel Reese is going to be the rival. There's a good young player for Los Angeles' team, big, beautiful blonde girl, Cameron Brink. She got injured and missed most of the year. There's an unbelievable player from Connecticut that's going to be the #1 pick in the draft this year.
So is anybody going to watch the playoffs now?
See, that's what's going to be interesting. Now that Caitlin's out, what's that going to do for viewership?
Maybe they will.
Maybe.
The players you just mentioned, even though they're out, I don't even know if Chicago and Angel Reese made the playoffs.
No, they didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, none of the players we mentioned that good rookie class.
Is it like a 6? It's 1 through 6?
1 through 8.
1 through 8.
And the Fever were a 6 seed.
Okay.
But again, all the top seeds swept through round 1. So
yeah, that best of 3 kind of sucks. They did that early on in the NBA. Was it always best of 5?
It was best of 5 in the NBA. Now, I think maybe it was best of 3 in like the early 1980s, but then it went to best of 5.
And then it's all best of 7 now.
Right. Dollar bills. The more games you have, the more money you can make.
And now, are they going to change the playoff structure for the WNBA?
I think they have to if they want more Caitlin Clark playoff games. And if you have more Caitlin Clark playoff games, the league makes more money. Previous years, they haven't been able to afford it. We're just going to play 2 games in the same city. We can't afford the travel. If one of you wins it, screw it. The road team will play the deciding game at home.
Wasn't that one of the first things that changed in the WNBA is that the players started getting chartered flights?
Yes.
Because of Caitlin Clark?
There was some weirdo that accosted Caitlin at the Dallas airport. And
oh, I thought it was another player, too. I thought there were other players sort of being, bum rushed, if you will. Not in a physical sort of way, but cameras in their faces and things like that.
Right. But it got changed pretty early on, I think in the preseason, and chartered flights for the rest of the year.
Funny
so that
how
was
that
step
works.
1. And now they've got all this TV revenue. They've had a lot more butts in seats. Let's see if they fix that playoff format.
Yeah, but she's had the numbers to back it up. That's the thing.
Right.
Okay, there was, again, a unanimous decision. There was controversy on whether or not she was going to get Rookie of the Year or share it.
Right.
If that was even a thing, if that was even a possibility with Angel Reese.
And then Angel got injured, so it kind of took her out of the running, but Caitlin would have won it anyway. Had it been unanimous, I don't know. Somebody probably would have voted Angel Reese out of spite.
Well, I don't even know who the MVP was. Was she from the Aces? The Vegas? I don't even know who it was. Corbin, do you know who the
was it Wilson?
Yeah, it was Aja Wilson or second.
Okay, and I don't even know who she plays for.
Las Vegas, I believe, the defending champions.
Vegas? And she probably deserved it. I mean, there's a difference between Rookie of the Year and MVP.
Correct.
Obviously.
100%. All right, coming up next, we're going to play a fun round of Cameo Price is Right.
No.
This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, it's autumn, and if you want to hit the road here the last half of the year, don't exactly know what you want to do or where you want to go, you join AAA. As a member, you get free travel planning plus the best available pricing for your trip. And, of course, all the roadside assistance available.
AAA Hoosier Motor Club members get free travel planning help, plus discounts on hotels, cruises, rental cars, and more. AAA travel agents will make sure you get the best price on that fall vacation. Plus, if you run into trouble anywhere on the road this fall, AAA has you covered. Flat tire, dead battery, run out of gas, lock your keys in the car. AAA has got you 24/7, 365, no matter where you are. So if you're not a member right now, become a member today. You're going to be glad you did. 844-GO, AAA-GO, or visit AAA.com or stop by your local AAA office. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
It's a scary thought when you worry if you'll run out of money in retirement. 70% of Americans fear running out of money in retirement, more than they do death. And now that Social Security looks like it's going to run out of money in less than 10 years, going broke in retirement could be a very real threat. So you need to learn the strategies that could help you avoid running out of money in retirement with a free analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy.
We know and trust Bill Demery. He's our retirement guy, and he could be your retirement guy. So if you've saved more than $200,000, schedule that free analysis right now by calling Bill Demery. 317-648-5120. 317-648-5120. The last thing you want is to be 80 years old, full of life, but you don't have any money. So call Bill Demery, 317-648-5120.
It's common knowledge that after age 30, our metabolism changes. We have less energy and gain weight easier. There's a way to feel better, not in years or months, but sometimes in just days.
I'm Chuck Norris. I tried everything. Working with a team of health experts, we came up with Morning Kick. Morning Kick is a revolutionary new formula that combines all my favorite supplements into one daily drink.
Morning Kick has probiotics to help you lose weight, prebiotics for digestion, superfoods for muscles and joints, and powerful anti-aging supplements. It'll help you feel youthful, energized, and helps manage stress.
I look and feel better than I have in years.
Go to roundhouseprovisions.com, use code EASY, or text EASY to 511-511 and claim 40% off. Roundhouseprovisions.com, code EASY.
Every purchase comes with our 90-day money-back guarantee. You could be feeling these changes within just a couple of days.
Text EASY to 511-511.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Tax fees may apply.
Sometimes it feels like it's next to impossible being a teenager these days.
There's so much uncertainty, pressure, and comparison.
That's why I'm so thankful to be a student athlete. I'm Lena Jones from Plymouth High School.
And I'm Whitman Horton from Crawfordsville High School. High school sports surround student athletes with people who can build us up when we struggle.
Our coaches mentor us in the game and in life.
Our teammates become our best friends as we work together.
We have support from everyone around us. Managers, parents, fans, our entire communities.
It really does take a village because they all contribute. They all make sacrifices. They all want to see us succeed.
Having people who have our back and believe in us lifts us up unlike anything else.
I am IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig. Be a champion of high school sports and the encouraging environment it provides by buying a ticket to your school's athletic events. This is supporting student athletes. This is believing in high schools. This is your IHSAA.
Friendly reminder to change your filter. Head on over to our website at familyhvac.net for some of the best pricing on filters around.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors. For 1951 cabinetry, visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
Head to the WIBC contest page and enter for your chance to win 2 tickets to see Trans-Siberian Orchestra's brand new show on Thursday, December 19th at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. And while supplies last, you can purchase tickets for just $49.99 plus fees.
What's up, Matt Bear?
Yeah, looking at southbound 6570, that's a crash at Washington Street, stopping traffic into the north split back to Sherman Drive. And then we look at northbound 65, stall on the exit ramp to Whitestown Parkway. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
78 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
All right. Time for a shotgun edition of Cameo Price is Right. Cameo is the website where B-list celebrities are available, and you can pay a fee to have them give you a personalized message.
All right.
The closest without going over gets the point. First one to 3 gets to take a shot.
Okay.
So it's Nigel against producer Corbin, who's filling in for Allison today.
We can pass it if we don't want to do the shot, right?
Well, you could. All right. Danny Bonaducci from the Partridge Family, done a number of other things. How much does he charge for a personalized message?
$150.
Corbin.
$151.
Both of you over $69. We move on.
Wow.
Corbin, we're to you. Actor Emmanuel Lewis, who played the role of Webster on the old TV series. What does he charge?
$100.
50.
Both of you over 45. How about we go to the first one that gets one right? Nigel, we come back to you. Wrestler Mick Foley, also known as Mankind, Cactus Jack, Dude Love, the hardcore legend. What does Mick Foley charge for Cameo?
$200.
Corbin.
$125.
Both of you over 99.
God
Corbin.
Bless it.
Will somebody just bid $1? Have you ever watched Price is Right? Jesus. Corbin, we go to you. Actress Danica McKellar. She was Winnie Cooper on the show Wonder Years. What does she charge for a message?
$50.
Nige.
75.
Nigel wins, 150.
Yeah, 150. I knew it. All right. Go ahead and take it, Hammer. We don't have any time left.
All right.
I pass it to you.
Marcus Bailey, Wish TV. He's joining us next. And that was the absolute worst round ever of Cameo Price is Right.
Whether it's the good food or the friendly mood, you can count on Indiana to never lose when it comes to tailgating. And we want to see you at every game. That's why Hubler's got you covered with the best warranty around. So kick off the season in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Choose from over 2,000 Chevys, Fords, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes and models. Certified. Luxury. Even the hard-to-find ones. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and includes a 128-point vehicle inspection, plus a free Carfax history report. Keep the tradition alive, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles.
Hubler's got you covered.
Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations.
Cover me!
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Mommy, want to play a game with me and Dad?
Mommy's not feeling good.
You need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with Dayquil VapoCool. It's Dayquil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
Come on, honey. Let's let Mommy rest.
You guys are amazing. And so is Dayquil VapoCool.
Dayquil VapoCool, the vaporizing daytime coughing, aching, fever, power through your day medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac automatic standby generator for your home from Generator Supercenter, the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter. Call 317-827-0808. Generator Supercenter of Indianapolis, 317-827-0808.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Sundown Gardens has 20 to 50% off trees and shrubs all week and 50% off pottery. Located at 186th Street and Spring Mill Road in Westfield.
Come celebrate the 51st Annual New Earth Festival this Saturday and Sunday in historic Atlanta, Indiana. Free admission and over 600 vendors offering handmade arts, crafts, antiques, and collectibles. Free entertainment all weekend with 9 live bands plus Kids Zone with 5 bounce houses. You can skip the drive and arrive in style on the Nickel Plate Express train. Saturday night concert and fireworks sponsored by Duke Energy and Barbecueology. Visit AtlantaIndiana.com for more information. That's AtlantaIndiana.com.
More than 100 million wild animals are killed each year illegally. Poaching is a major threat to our country's wildlife. I'm Tom Barry. I'm an actor with a desire to preserve living space for wildlife. The Humane Society Wildlife Land Trust does just that. Works with private landowners to protect wildlife, to preserve natural habitats. To learn more or to work with the Humane Society Wildlife Land Trust, call 800-729-SAVE. That's 800-729-SAVE or visit wildlifelandtrust.org. Thank you.
Your local news coming up in 2 minutes, and right after Fox News Radio from the Technology Recycler Studios. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock.
A show of support for Ukraine. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Nothing about the end of this war can be decided without Ukraine.
Vice President Kamala Harris moments ago alongside President Zelensky, who also had a White House meeting earlier with President Biden, expected to discuss what he calls a victory plan in the fight with Russia, a day after winning billions more in U.S. military aid. Trump lawyers go back to court trying to get a fraud judgment against the former president tossed out in New York, with the state appeals court hearing arguments today.
Attorney John Sauer told the 5-judge panel the $454 million verdict on business fraud liability was based in part on New York Attorney General Letitia James using financial records beyond a statute of limitations.
We're going to go all the way back in time and assign crippling financial liability for transactions that concluded again in 2011 and 2012.
Judith Vale for the state AG's office argued the public market was hurt by the fraud in totality.
Because they are not understanding the risks, they are not pricing them in properly, and they are not prepared for what might happen if the true risks come to pass.
Former President Trump maintains his asset valuations were legal.
Fox's Gernal Scott, while the appeal continues, the original penalty increases by more than $100,000 a day, accruing interest. An attorney for the New York City mayor says there is no corruption, denying the charges laid out in a federal indictment accusing Mayor Eric Adams of taking bribes and illegal campaign donations from foreign nationals.
But they left out something very important, something you will soon see, which is that there are emails with Mayor Adams telling this staffer, telling all of them, do not take foreign money, period.
Attorney Alex Spiro also accuses federal agents of creating a spectacle, saying the mayor would have happily turned in the cell phone seized by agents at his home this morning. Adams could face decades in prison if convicted. The Dow up 260 at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Her plan if she's elected. Mostly cloudy, 79 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. A look at the radar comes up clear of any rain. Low of 65 tonight. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:02. Indiana's Democratic candidate for governor, Jennifer McCormick, says her economic plan is one based on common sense. John Herrick reports.
She released that plan Thursday morning. McCormick says a good economy starts in the classroom.
It is an investment for the state of Indiana. We're over half of the state budget, being former state superintendent, well aware of that. But that education spectrum also includes childcare.
Which is why she wants to increase the funding for pre-K, K through 12, and higher education. McCormick also wants to expand the earned income tax credit, empower local governments, and expand the quality of life investments in the state, among other things. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
In Davies County, Indiana, yesterday, police say Jeremy Graber was arguing with his girlfriend.
They both then exited their vehicle and
a brief struggle began with the two of them.
State Police Sergeant John Davies says Graber sprayed the woman's vehicle with spray paint, wouldn't let her leave, and then eventually shot a gun. The bullet hit the car, but not the woman. Davis says she then called police. Graber was eventually arrested, not before he tried to run away from the cops. Rain and wind is in your forecast the next couple of days, and you can blame Hurricane Helene for that.
We're expecting fairly widespread 1 to 2 inches, basically south of the 70 corridor, with more the further south you go.
Joe Neal with the National Weather Service talking about remnants of the storm making their way to the Midwest. Helene should be in Florida by the end of the day. And the Indiana Fever's return to the WNBA playoffs came to an end last night with the second consecutive loss to the Connecticut Sun. Head coach Christy Side says the team's return to the postseason came with plenty of adversity along the way.
They handled it and kept showing up and kept coming in our locker room and kept finding ways to get better, and we freaking landed in the playoffs.
The Fever turned an 0-5 start into a 20-win season, something they hadn't done since 2015. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:04.
Lynn just hates painting in the fall, so she called Rhino Shield.
It is a single-wide manufactured home. We moved from our home, which we had the Rhino Shield on. Rhino Shield was what we were going to do. That was no question. We knew we were going to do it.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating. It's not paint, it's better.
The Rhino Shield representative came, and we discussed what we wanted done. And this time, we had the roof done as well.
Formulated for our specific climate here in Indy and comes with a 25-year transferable warranty.
We truly believe in this product.
Now get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 15% off the regular price. Plus, there's more great news. Rhino Shield is partnered with Green Sky Financing to offer no payments until 2026 for qualified buyers. Here's Rhino Shield Shane Smith.
Call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint. Go Rhino.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
With traffic on the 5s at a 4:05, here's Matt Baird.
All right, Harrison, downtown, southbound 6570 crash at Washington Street, blocking the right lane, stopping us into the north split, and slowing us back to Sherman Drive on 70. If you're coming from Sherman trying to get through to Greenwood, it's about 14 minutes to make it past Washington Street. Inbound 65 stop and go MLK to the north split. Eastbound 70 drags from Tibbs into the south split. That's a 12-minute ride. And looking at the east side, southbound 465 stop and go traffic before I-70 down to 74. Watch out for a crash on the northwest side, Michigan Road, north of the White River. That involves a motorcycle. Somebody could be hurt. Traffic sponsored by Mecum Auctions. Mecum Auctions returns to the Indiana State Fairgrounds October 3rd to the 5th with 1,000 muscle cars, classics, Corvettes, trucks, and more. Register to bid and buy spectator tickets at Mecum.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Wish TV meteorologist Marcus Bailey joins Hammer and Nigel next. I'm Harrison Silcox on The Level on the Go and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos? So let's rock it!
We've had a great outpouring of support. We've got a lot of people from out of state, linemen. We've got over 30,000 linemen ready to go get the power back on. We've got all our assets for search and rescue if that's needed. As soon as the storm passes, you're going to see the response very quickly.
That was Florida Governor Ron DeSantis on how his team and his state is getting ready for the Hurricane Hammer. We have a very special guest on the hotline.
Marcus Bailey, meteorologist for our news gathering partners, Wish TV, joins us. Marcus, we got a big, nasty mamma jamma brewing in the Gulf of Mexico right now, and is it still on pace to hit tonight?
Yes, and it's still over wide open Gulf water. There's nothing really to slow this thing down from probably continuing to intensify a little bit before it makes landfall. The latest update had it about 110 mile per hour wind, so it kind of puts it on the borderline of a Category 2 and a Category 3, and that's an important number, guys, because when you get to 3 and above, that's when you start getting to kind of what's classified as a major hurricane status. And so it will be, it looks like, a major hurricane, likely as a kind of a strong Category 3, maybe borderline Category 4 when it kind of approaches kind of the west end of the Big Bend region of northwestern Florida and the Panhandle. Probably just after dinner time is when we're looking at landfall tonight.
And then what happens after that? How long does a Cat 3, possibly a Cat 4, downgrade once it hits land, Marcus?
It's going to take some time. Now, this isn't moving exceptionally fast, and most hurricanes don't. The last check, it's moving about 16 miles per hour to the north and northeast. So with it kind of moving at that pace, and I don't really anticipate it's going to speed up too much once it hits land, and kind of just goes due north, right into southwestern Georgia and kind of heads up toward Atlanta within the next 24 hours or so. It still stays pretty strong. Look, it takes a while for these things to kind of wind down a little bit when it's not over open water anymore. The land's going to shred it apart a little bit, but this thing's pretty wound up. So, pretty gusty winds. I think even to that extent, Nige, to your point, your question, as this kind of moves deeper inland and moves into the Mid-South, it's probably going to camp out just south of the Ohio, the center of circulation, that is, over, Friday and into the weekend. That we're going to feel some effects of that, not only in the form of rain, and that's been talked about a lot in the forecast, but especially tomorrow, we're going to get some pretty gusty winds. I think it's not out of the realm of possibility to see some frequent wind gusts between 40 and 50 miles per hour from this storm as it gets a little bit closer. And we're kind of getting a glancing blow, it looks like, from this as it gets closer to us this weekend.
Chatting with Marcus Bailey, meteorologist for Wish TV. So I know it's way early and the storm hasn't even made its way on land yet, but potentially what's the time frame where Central Indy could see some action from this thing?
I mean, we could get a few sprinkles as early as late night or overnight, kind of the way outer bands of this thing once it makes landfall. We're already kind of seeing a little bit of cloud cover from it. There's some other systems that are kind of mixed in with it, but I think we really kind of feel the full effects more so tomorrow afternoon. I think we'll probably have at least a little bit of light rain tomorrow morning, but I think from lunchtime on through the afternoon is when we get more consistent rain. You're really going to notice those winds that I previously mentioned kind of ramping up into the afternoon. You're going to have some of these intermittent tropical downpours that are just going to be kind of banding through as this thing kind of rotates. So second half of our Friday, I was mentioning a lot on the news this morning because I don't think there's going to be much thunder, to be honest with you. So they're likely going to be able to play football tomorrow, but boy, is it going to be ugly if you're going to some of those games. I'm thinking like steady sideways rain with the wind kind of thing. But yeah, we'll feel the full brunt of this, I think, Friday afternoon, Friday night, and that's where we're going to get a bulk of kind of our rainfall. And then the weekend, I think because the system is just going to hover over western Kentucky, so it's in the neighborhood enough that we'll get some scattered rain on and off both Saturday and Sunday. Don't think the winds are going to be as big of an issue. Might be a little breezy, but not as strong. But we'll still have some on and off rain, fairly light, but still on and off for Saturday and Sunday this weekend.
Yeah, obviously our thoughts and everybody's concerned with the people in the Panhandle and the immediate effects of this hurricane coming through. But like Saturday, people going out in Indiana. We have an event. We have several events Saturday and even Sunday too. Is that going to be like outdoor events? Is that going to be affected at all, do you think?
I think so. Now, I'm not going to go out and say it's a complete washout,
sure,
but I can't guarantee, full on dry time either. I think there's a good chance, especially Saturday, of the 2 weekend days. Saturday's probably the higher chance for rain. And I think probably more so in the afternoon. I don't think it's going to be super heavy, but you might have some consistent showers. With some of these bands that are still kind of spiraling around this low that's going to be hanging out in Kentucky, which is, it's the leftovers of Helene here. So there will be some dry time. I do think it's a little bit better on Sunday. Again, kind of the same scenario. I think I lean more toward maybe more dry time than wet if you're tailgating for Colts Steelers Sunday morning. I definitely don't think they're going to have the roof or window open. I just think the chances are still a little too high for that. For rain. But I do think it's going to be a little bit more isolated and sporadic. So bank on some rain if you do have some outdoor plans. I'd say it's one of those things you have to watch the forecast. There's going to be some lucky areas that don't tap into some of that rain, especially Sunday. But I do think there at least will be some dry time when you're kind of dodging some of those raindrops this week.
Marcus, I hate hearing that this thing is going to stall over Kentucky, because I'll give you one guess where I'm going to be driving to tomorrow and staying for the weekend. Taking a trip down to the Corbin area, the Daniel Boone Big National Forest. Got a little camping glamping kind of thing going on this weekend. Is it just going to be hell breaking loose while I'm there?
I don't think it'll be, because once the low kind of gets inland, it'll be gusty. I think, like I said, tomorrow is going to be the day where this thing is still a little wound up, and so the winds are going to be a little bit stronger. That should lessen a lot this weekend. So then you're just kind of dealing with, rain. I should mention too, and I think, because since you mentioned it, and you're going down to Kentucky, just the natural, physics of this being a rotating, massive storm, that it is not out of the realm of possibility. And we see it frequently that sometimes you can get quick little spin-ups of tornadoes in some of these embedded bands. And I think that's a possibility, especially tomorrow. I think probably not here in central Indiana, but certainly southern Indiana and Kentucky, and that may be kind of a thing for Saturday and Sunday. But for you, since you're so close to that low, you're going to have a lot more rain opportunities that you're probably going to have to dodge throughout the weekend, unfortunately.
Wish TV meteorologist Marcus Bailey here on the Hammer and Nigel show. You go through different stages with the beard, don't you? Sometimes you go beard, and then my wife loves when I do the beard, but I shave the chin underneath, So you
Which one? Sorry, you're going to throw that softball at me. I got to turn on it. If you're going to hang that curveball up there, I got to turn on it.
It's when I shave underneath the chin, my two chins disappear into one. You've got the beard thing going on right now. I've noticed lately. Does that ebb and flow as the seasons turn?
It's something I'm trying out. It's something I'm trying out. So the story is, just briefly, over Labor Day weekend, I was real sick, down for the count, and I felt better by Tuesday to go back in the work, but I just didn't have the energy to shave the beard off.
Sure.
So I was like, I'll clean it up a little bit, and shave the top of the head, whatever hair's trying to grow up there. There's not much. I just kind of let it go, and then no one really said anything, so I've just been kind of running with it. So my wife digs it, so that's
my wife does too. Not your beard, but she digs it when I do the.
Oh, she digs his beard too.
She does think I'm cool because I'm friends with Marcus Bailey, but she digs it when I shave underneath the chin and just kind of make it there's nothing. Go ahead.
Maybe you've had this problem too, Nige. Is, it was a bit of a shock to me because obviously I don't grow any hair on my head. There's a lot more gray in my beard than I kind of anticipated. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for me, yes.
Yeah,
whatever hair I have left on my head, it's the same deal.
Yeah. As Walt Clyde Frazier would say, no play for Mr. Gray. Just for men, baby. All right, Marcus Bailey, meteorologist, Wish TV. Marcus, where can we get more updates?
I'll be on bright and early tomorrow morning on Daybreak. We'll be walking you through all the rain that we expect. And then, of course, I'm keeping you updated on social media. Marcus Bailey Weather on Facebook.
Marcus, you're the best. Thank you. All right, Matt Baer, what's going on?
All right, Hammer, southbound 6570 crash at Washington Street, blocking the right lane, backing us up to MLK on 65 and back to Sherman Drive on 70. Now, eastbound 70 from the west side, that is stop-and-go traffic after Tibbs into the south split, peel off north, and you're going to be slow up to the Washington Street exit. Looking at the east side, southbound 465 stop-and-go from 70 down to Washington. Northbound lanes tight from 70 up to 75th. This is a crash on the north side, eastbound at 465 at Keystone Avenue right now. The left shoulder is blocked, slowing us back to Westfield Boulevard. Traffic sponsored by Innovative Foundation Service, your trusted local experts. Your local experts for basement waterproofing, foundation, and crawl space repair. Book your free inspection at IndianaFoundation.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
79 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. We'll play a fun round of Is This Anything next.
Do you ever worry if you'll run out of money in retirement? If so, you're not alone. 70% of Americans fear running out of money in retirement, more than they fear death itself. And now that Social Security is projected to run out of money in less than 10 years, going broke in retirement could be a very real threat. Learn the latest strategies that could help you avoid running out of money in retirement with a free analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy in Indy.
We know and trust Bill Demery, and you can too. So if you have saved more than $200,000, schedule that free analysis right now by calling 317-648-5120. The last thing you want is to be 80 years old, full of life, and flat broke. So call Bill Demery today, 317-648-5120, 317-648-5120.
Hey, Galaxy Concrete Coatings did such an amazing job rehabbing my garage floor, putting a new coating on. It's 4 times as strong, got a lifetime warranty, very easy to clean. They were in and out within a day. My Galaxy Concrete garage floor is certainly out of this world. The staff was amazing to work with. In fact, I'm so happy with Galaxy that they're coming back to do the concrete floor in my basement in the furnace room. Galaxy Concrete Coatings, they do garages, basements, pool decks, any indoor or outdoor area concrete. Check out their website to see pictures and get a quote. GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com or 317-751-9070.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Hey, this is Malia. We often get asked when is the best time to buy, and the answer is today, not tomorrow. With rising utility costs, rising product costs, and missed opportunity costs, which you could be saving with a high-efficiency system. Give us a call today to schedule your free in-depth estimate, 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Mark Dieter, the only real estate expert I trust and recommend with the sale of my home. And here's what Ray in Indianapolis said. I needed to move in a hurry. I was out the door into a new home, but left with a big problem of selling my old home. And with 2 mortgage payments, that was a problem. I heard Mark Dieter was the answer. I heard right. Was ecstatic when Mark sold my home for the price I needed in 2 days on the market.
Mark Dietel is the only real estate agent that we trust and recommend here on the Hammer and Nigel show. And it's because of the guarantee. The guarantee is a game changer. Mark Dietel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. You pick your move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. Call Mark Dietel today, 317-755-4232, or go to markdietel.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdietel.com.
You okay?
Sorry, I can't sleep with this cough.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with NyQuil VapoCool. It's NyQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
So you ready to get some sleep? Thank you, NyQuil VapoCool.
NyQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing nighttime coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Get ready to celebrate the 90th birthday of the King of Rock and Roll. And you're all invited as Omar presents the Elvis Tribute Artist Spectacular. One night only, Friday, January 24th, at our new venue in Indianapolis, the Murat Theater. Starring Sean Clush, Cody Ray Slaughter, and Ryan Pelton. With special guest Ed Enoch and Elvis's Dance Quartet. Tickets go on sale this Friday, so come celebrate Elvis's birthday. Visit etaspectacular.com today.
Shh. The silence you just heard? You could have used that space to reach your customers. Get your message in front of your customers. Text business to 71007 now. Get results with Radio 1.
This hour on 93 WIBC, powered by Family Heating and Air, your American Standard air dealer in Indianapolis.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Big Nige, is this anything? A video of 2 JetBlue passengers having a dispute about a stolen charger, kind of making its way around social media. Now, it happened, I guess, over a year ago, but the guy it belonged to just now posted the footage.
The charger?
Yeah, one of the guys that was involved in this dispute. He claims their flight got delayed, and the pilot let everybody go back to their terminal for a while, so he left it plugged in at his seat. Next thing you know, we're playing The Feud.
Excuse me, did you take my charger?
Yeah.
Why would you take my charger?
Because we got off the flight.
Yeah, but my charger, that's my charger. Why would you take
You're
it?
going to get it back. Give me one
But why would you take it, though, without permission?
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, but don't steal things.
Is it stealing?
Yes, that is stealing. Absolutely.
Is it stealing?
Absolutely. Yes, it's stealing. You're giving it back because I caught you, and everybody else saw you. That's why. Everybody else said you took it. Well, you can't afford a charger?
Busted! Yes, of course, this is something. So I guess there was a delay. Everybody had to get off the plane, but they knew they were getting back on. The guy left his charger on the plane, but this chick stole it, and he caught her stealing it on video. Yeah, I mean, it's something. Is that something you would normally do, is break out your iPhone hammer and start filming once something like this happened?
No.
I don't feel like, I'm like, yeah, just give me back my charger and we'll call it a day.
I get too emotional to even think about it. Like, I wish I would have got my phone out when that big, fat, gross slug accosted my son and I at the voting booth when we went to go vote a couple years ago.
Oh, the midterm?
Just that big, fat, Shrek-looking bastard. And I wish I would have had my phone out to showcase how much lunatics these people are, how much of a lunatic this guy was.
You shouldn't have been allowed to be out there in the first place.
Well, somebody had to showcase that spillage on the shirt for the world to see. I mean, he had a T-shirt on with stains all over it. Might have been gravy, might have been drool. I don't know. Is this anything? There are 2 multi-million-dollar abandoned mansions in the Hollywood Hills that are now completely covered in graffiti.
Welcome to America.
They've been taken over by squatters. One of the mansions had no graffiti last Friday.
Right.
By Monday, whole lot of graffiti. When the Fox affiliate needed a soundbite, they found a local resident. His name was Richard Franklin.
Is a sign of utter decline of a country, city by city by city. It's everywhere. We accept the unacceptable. And if you accept the unacceptable, mankind can get used to anything. We'll be used to this. Nobody's going to stop it. Nobody cares. If you think they care, you're wrong.
And isn't that indicative, in a bigger picture, of accepting the unacceptable? We all accepted the riots. The administration down here in 2020, the BLM riots, accepted it. 2 nights in a row, almost a third night. And these people down in, where was this, Beverly Hills? Hollywood
Hills, yeah.
There are 2 abandoned mansions, and all of a sudden they're taken over by squatters. One night didn't have any graffiti over it, and then the next night is covered in graffiti. Both of these empty mansions, just as a side note, are owned by the guy that owns the Philadelphia Phillies.
So it's somebody with some cash money. And yet, what I don't understand, though, is why graffiti it? If you want to go in there and squat and live there, go ahead. But
because
what's the graffiti?
That's who those squatters are. That's who those people are. That's what this guy, Richard Franklin, was talking about. Yeah, well, we just accept it, and it just keeps on going on and on and on, and it never stops. And you can almost hear Richard Franklin as an actor in a James Bond movie.
Where's 007?
Name?
Bond. James Bond.
Is a sign of utter decline of a country, city by city by city. It's everywhere. We accept the unacceptable. And if you accept the unacceptable, mankind can get used to anything. We'll be used to this. Nobody's going to stop it. Nobody cares. If you think they care, you're wrong.
He does sound like a Bond villain, doesn't he?
Not a villain, a hero. a truth teller, a truth sayer, for sure.
Is this anything? A guy was shot and killed over a dispute about a jukebox song at a Mexican restaurant in Florida. Here's one of the witnesses breaking down what happened.
One of them played a song and the Rocola, the machine Rocola, and the other guy kind of was pissed off and saw the guy and say, hey, you're not Mexican, you're not real Mexican because you're playing that music, pulled his weapon and started shooting to the other guy.
Yeah, I mean, this is something, again, I use the word indicative of a bigger problem in this country where people solve their differences with firearms instead of their fists. The man that did the shooting still hasn't been found, and the Mexican song is not mentioned in the story. So if I understand this right, some guy got pissed off that this Mexican dude played a song that was not a part of his culture.
Somebody shot and killed him.
And welcome to America. It's sickening.
So what are the chances they find this guy? Because we had that conversation with Dr. Curry Myers yesterday, the criminology expert, and I think the number he gave us was right now in this country, a little less than half of all murders are solved. Less than 50%. So
it's a guy playing YMCA.
Well, that's
like honestly, like what was the problem here?
I don't care what he plays on the jukebox. That's not grounds for killing somebody. Good Lord, some of these people. Well, on that happy note, let's take a time out. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Whatever.
Attention all Hoosiers, a historically important election is headed our way. The time to prepare for the election is now. Are you registered to vote? Do you have a plan to vote? The Indiana Secretary of State's office wants to remind you, registering to vote or updating your registration is fast, easy, and can be done online at indianavoters.com. You must be registered 30 days before Election Day, so get registered and get out to vote. This message is sponsored by the Indiana Secretary of State's office.
Hi, this is Zach Ingledow from Ingledow Tree Experts. When it comes to the health and beauty of your trees, trust Ingledow Tree Experts. Our certified arborists ensure your trees are trimmed, removed, and cared for with precision. Fall is the perfect time for tree maintenance. Call now for your free estimate and let us handle the hard work. Give me a call, 317-903-0102, or visit ingledowtreeexperts.com for more information. Ingledow Tree Experts, where your trees come first.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Get ready for some rain. 79 degrees, cloudy on the circle. No rain when you check out the radar, although there are some chances late tonight. 65, your expected low. I'm Harrison Silcox. Here's what's trending at 4:30. You could be getting a couple of inches of rain the next couple of days, says Joe Neild with the National Weather Service.
In addition to that, we're going to see our winds start to ramp up very gradually later today into tonight, and then a bit more during the day on Friday.
The change in the weather is courtesy of Hurricane Helene remnants that are headed this way. For those who are actually in that storm's path, be prepared, cautions the White House.
We continue to urge residents, especially those who have been instructed to evacuate, to heed the warnings of local officials.
Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre, the National Hurricane Center, says Helene is now a Category 3 storm that's powerful enough to bring some 100-plus mile-an-hour winds through Florida. Could even knock over trees and rip off some roofs on homes. New York City Mayor Eric Adams was indicted this morning on charges of bribery and taking illegal campaign funds. The Democrat says he's innocent and doesn't plan on resigning.
From here, my attorneys will take care of the case so I can take care of the city. My day-to-day will not change.
The indictment claims Adams' campaign took donations from foreign nationals in exchange for some favors. And a one-night-only concert featuring Rock and Roll Hall of Famers will happen in Indianapolis. Here's Ryan Hedrick.
Billy Joel's piano-driven music with its storytelling style and catchy hooks has earned him 6 Grammy Awards. Sting's smooth vocals, which blends rock, pop, and jazz, has earned him a total of 17. Next year, the two men will be on the same stage at Lucas Oil Stadium. Tickets go on sale on October 4th. The concert is February 8th. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And the markets bouncing back today. The Dow up by 260 to 42,175. NASDAQ increasing by 180 to 18,190. And the S&P 500 up as well by 23 points, finishing the day at 5,745. You're 1 minute away from traffic and weather. It's 4:32.
Cindy Carrasco has spent a career holding the powerful accountable. As Indiana's Inspector General and Director of the State Ethics Commission, Cindy fought waste, fraud, and abuse wherever she found it. Cindy also combated wrongdoing in state government, which meant standing up and doing the right thing even if it wasn't popular. Now, as our state senator, Cindy Carrasco continues to fight on behalf of all Hoosiers by improving the quality of our children's education, providing tax relief for everyone, and working to make our communities safe by getting law enforcement the resources they need to fight crime, violence, and keep fentanyl away from our families. It's why Cindy has been endorsed by the Indiana Fraternal Order of Police, State Police Alliance, and the Professional Firefighters of Indiana. Because they know that Cindy has their back, and we know she has ours. Vote for more government transparency, better schools, lower taxes, and safer streets. Vote Cindy Carrasco for State Senate.
Paid for by Cindy for Senate.
At Shane Company, we'll help you create a ring as unique as your love story. We have the biggest selection of diamonds in all shapes and sizes, and center stones in an array of colors, including sapphires in blue, pink, green, lavender, and more. Just the other day, a couple picked out a blue sapphire that perfectly matched her eyes, and they left knowing her ring was truly one of a kind. That's what happens at Shane Company. Come check us out. You might just fall in love with something unexpected. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Earn, save, grow. It's time your money works harder and goes further with a Stockyards Bank and Trust CD. For a limited time, earn 5.15 annual percentage yield with our 5-month CD special. Proudly serving our communities since 1904. Visit any of our 5 Indianapolis area locations or syb.com/IndyCD today and experience the Stockyards Bank difference. 10,000 minimum balance required. Limited time offer. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
There we go. There's the traffic music. Hey, Matt Bear, what's going on?
All right, Harrison, looking at inbound 69 at 82nd Street. That is a crash blocking the right lane. Stopping us back to 106th Street. It's on the main part of 69 like you're going to Benford Boulevard, and that sets us back 28 minutes if you're coming down from Fishers. Traffic, again, the stoppage begins at 106th Street. Crash downtown, northbound 6570 before Washington Street has us backed up through the south split back to Tibbs Avenue. Crash southbound 6570 at Washington Street. That's on the shoulder, causing stop-and-go traffic back to Rural and to MLK on 65. Northbound 65 on the northwest side jammed up from 465 up to 71st. Crash in Lawrence. This is Pendleton Pike. Crashes at Pendleton Pike at East 52nd Street, and looking at eastbound 465 stop-and-go traffic from Westfield Boulevard to Allisonville Road. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Thank you, Matt. And here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Remnants from Helene will cause our Friday to turn rainy and windy, with wind advisories in place from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday. Wind gusts over 50 miles per hour at times, with some heavier rain in the mix as well, with highs in the mid-70s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Harrison Silcox on the level on the go and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Did I hear them talk about in the bottom of the hour news that the Piano Man is teaming up with Sting for an indie show next year, Hammer?
That is correct.
Cool.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Billy Joel and Sting.
Yeah.
Every time I hear the name Sting, I think about that time on Saturday Night Live that Steve Martin thought there was an extra letter at the end and kept calling him Stingy. Stingy
I forgot about that.
is our musical guest tonight. Oh, I'm sorry, Sting.
Oh, do you differentiate Sting songs from Police songs from the Police?
Listen, I'm much more of a Billy Joel guy than I am a Sting guy. Like, even with the Police, I liked some of their stuff. But Casey Daniels was talking to me about this earlier. She asked me what my favorite Police song was. And, man, it's probably the big hits. There's like 3 or 4 of them that I can rattle off.
Every breath you take, Don't Stand So Close, Message in a Bottle, stuff like that.
Right.
And then Sting by himself, First one that comes to my mind is if I ever lose my faith in you. I'm sure there's other ones that are more popular than that. But, yeah, definitely something I'd like. I'd go check that out for sure. Where is it?
So it's at Lucas Oil Stadium, February 8th.
Okay.
Coming up in 2025. Tickets for the concert expected to go on sale at 9 a.m. on October 4th.
We've talked about this ad nauseum on this show. When did it become a thing for tickets for shows years in advance to go on sale the next day? I know this is next. When is it? Next
It's only
February?
like 5 or 6
I know,
months.
But still, did shows ever go on sale that far in advance in the 90s and 2000s? 6 months in advance?
Sometimes years, like depending on how big the act is.
Taylor Swift.
Right. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know when that started.
I don't know what I'm going to be doing on February 8th.
Well, if you buy tickets, I bet you're going to see Billy Joel and Sting. I'll throw that out there. Here's a little montage of Billy Joel's greatest hits.
All right.
Tell me if you recognize
Okay.
these.
Piano Man. Yeah.
Signature, I believe.
I love you just the way you are. Moving out only the good die. But she's always a woman to me.
What is a woman?
I don't care what you say anymore. This is
Bosom buddies.
life. You had to be a big shot. You made it right. Still rock and roll to me. And not handle pressure.
Okay.
80s Joel. That's a lot of hits, man.
I don't know if Ketanji Brown Jackson would know. She's always a woman. I'm not sure she would.
She's not a biologist.
She's not a biologist. She would not understand that song.
Great moments in kind of Billy Joel history.
Kind of?
I say kind of for a reason. First, let me play you this soundbite of Joe Biden talking about the PAC Act.
Oh.
Let me close with this. After I signed the PAC Act into law.
Okay. And the reason it's kind of Billy Joel history, Corbin?
Working too hard to give you a heart attack.
PAC Act.
You wanna know by now.
Great moments in kind of Billy Joel history. Heading into the 2020 election, the Democrats had a bunch of people on stage at their debates. We did a Hammer and Nigel record song about how many people they had on the stage. And if I remember right, Don Lemon from CNN was the moderator.
We want to welcome the Democratic candidate for President of the United States.
Will you be paying more in taxes? Yes, you will.
Bullock, Ryan, Bernie, Pocahontas, Mayor Pete, everything for free. Don Lemons, your MC. Hickenlooper, Delaney, Beto saying, I'm sorry. Marianne Williamson, will she be stoned again? Minnesota's Klobuchar, poll numbers are subpar, has a reputation that she'll beat you with a baseball bat. Ooh. Worse than a mosquito bite. CNN 8 tonight.
You're a vegan. I am. What's that like?
And last but not least...
Oh, that was great. Hickenlooper, that guy from Colorado. I hadn't heard that song. I hadn't heard that name in a while.
Wasn't he the guy that took his mom to see Deep Throat?
Something like that.
That was him, right? Look that up.
I think so.
Great moments in kind of Billy Joel history. The day after the presidential election in 2020, there were still questions about mail-in ballots, and we didn't know who won yet. Donald Trump was claiming fraud, so we put this together.
If you count the legal votes, I easily win. If you count the illegal votes, they can try to steal the election from us. If you count the votes that came in late, we're looking at them very strongly, but a lot of votes came in late. There are now only a few states yet to be decided in the presidential race. The voting apparatus of those states are run in all cases by Democrats.
It's 9 o'clock on a Friday, and we legally don't know who won. My buddy named Billy, he voted in Philly, but he died back in 2001.
There's tremendous litigation going on. And this is a case where they're trying to steal an election.
He says, son, can you turn in my ballots? I'm not really sure where it goes. But my paper is blank and it's 4 days late. And Georgia said they'll still take my votes. La la diddy da. Everybody. La la diddy da. Here we go. Audit those votes, you're the ballot man. Audit those votes tonight. Because we think that there may have been voter fraud. And everybody's ready to fight. Yeah! There it is. The ballot man from Hammer and Nigel Records, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
Great moments in kind of Billy Joel history.
And just an update, John Hickenlooper, yes, the former Democrat governor of Colorado, had to explain in detail why he took his mom to see Deep Throat at a theater in the 1970s, which is an X-rated movie.
Can't believe he didn't advance in the primary
That was
process.
2019, yes.
Paul on Twitter, at Hammer and Nigel. We can all agree Sting's biggest contribution is the I Want My MTV vocals on Money for Nothing by Dire Straits.
Oh, wow.
Now that is something Paul and I can agree on. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-525-9369. 800-525-9369. 800-525-9369.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your basement and damaging your home. Mold, cracks, and of course visible water are just a few signs your basement is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Indiana Foundation Service. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at indianafoundation.com.
If you used to hear a whole lot of this, but now you can barely hear this, you need to check out RelayIndiana.com and CapTel, the caption telephone. CapTel allows you to get your groove back when using the telephone. It uses voice recognition technology so you can read on a bright screen what the other caller is saying. Go to RelayIndiana.com and add clarity back into your conversations with CapTel, the caption telephone from Relay Indiana. Visit RelayIndiana.com now.
Guys, we're notorious for putting things off. But when it comes to plumbing problems, you don't have to live that way. If you're tired of taking showers with low water pressure or not enough hot water, you've got to stop putting it off and call Lance and the local team at LD Smith Plumbing and ask about water heater specials. These are the guys I trust in my house and in my friends' houses and my relatives' houses, and they're the licensed plumbers you want in your house too. LDSmithPlumbing.com. That's LDSmithPlumbing.com.
What is 988? It's a way forward. It's a listening ear. It's whatever help you need, when you need it. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline offers trained crisis specialists, ready to talk to you 24/7. If you or someone you love is experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis in their life, call or text 988. Want more information? Visit 988indiana.org.
Healthcare.gov is here for you when life happens. If you lost your health coverage because of turning 26, going off Medicaid, leaving your job, or moving, you could be eligible to enroll in new coverage now. And if you need to update your coverage because of marriage or having a baby, you could also be eligible. But don't wait. There's a limited time to enroll. Check your eligibility at healthcare.gov today. Life happens. Get covered. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Heating and air conditioning can be the largest investment you make in your home. Here at Family, we pride ourselves in offering many flexible options.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
Speaking of podcasts, check out the latest Degenerates Next Door podcast. The NFL issue dropped today. So wherever you get your podcast, myself, Rob Kendall, comedian Scott Long, some great professional handicappers, Kenny Britt, David Stefanoff. You can also go to WIBC.com. Click on the shows tab, scroll down. You can check out Matt Baer's Supporting Sobriety podcast. Mine's right underneath of it, Degenerates Next Door. Let's make so much money we're above the law. Download and subscribe, Matt Baer.
Yeah, Hammer, this is a problem in Fishers coming down on southbound 69. We have a crash at I-465 right before the bridge. It's blocking both lanes of the main line to Benford Boulevard, okay? So traffic is being diverted into the 465 collector, and that is jammed to hell right now past 106th Street. Delay is running at 41 minutes and growing. Delay almost reaching 116th Street. A crash inbound 69 at 82nd Street, blocking both lanes of the ramp to Benford Boulevard. Downtown crash northbound 65 at 70. This is before Washington Street, blocking the fast lane, causing stop and go traffic back to Raymond Street, causing stop traffic back to Tibbs Avenue. Crash on the west side. This is southbound 465 at Sam Jones, right lane taken out. We are backed up to Washington. Traffic sponsored by Drexel Interiors. Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road at North Shadeland, or online at drexelin.com. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
We need 50 people, 50, to like the YouTube stream. If not, Nigel and I get beaten with baseball bats. So please go to the WIBC YouTube channel. They're streaming our show. Click like. Give us a thumbs up. We have to get at least 50 more. Big 50. Help a couple brothers out. 78 right now with the American Standard Cooling Weather Center at 93 WIBC.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Okay, this is pretty cool. Senior prom. You go to your senior prom?
Oh, yeah.
Did you have a date?
I did.
Crystal? Miss Crystal?
No, we didn't know each other at that point. My senior year, I went with my friend Robin.
Friends. The friend zone?
Yeah, I didn't really want to go. She didn't want to go. So we were like, let's just be miserable together.
Well, it's never too late to find romance. When I'm talking about a senior prom, there's a senior living center in Colorado Springs hosting the Golden Bachelorette watch party, complete with a senior prom.
Oh, senior citizens.
Senior citizens having a prom, watching the Golden Bachelorette watch party, which is like Bachelorette when you're 80.
Right, just a bunch of old people doing The Bachelor, basically. I'm telling you, keep an eye on this, quote, senior prom. Have you seen the amount of senior citizens that get STDs in this country that are at these senior citizen homes? It's unbelievable.
Oh, like the retirement community?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
I mean, they're all like, divorced or widowed or whatever, and they pass the time by just doing grown-up stuff in there all the time. And it's like a high number. STDs run rampant at these old folks' home. So keep an eye on that senior prom. Plus, this is something you and I have talked about in the past. When you get these old folks together, for a special event, they get after it. Whether it's a buddy's bachelor party or a wedding or whatever the case may be. Maybe you're making a dude's trip to a ball game. This is like their night out. So the old folks are the ones buying the shots and getting crazy.
I've been there. Oh, yeah. Some of my buddies' bachelor parties.
Yeah.
Their dads come along.
They're the ones lining up the shots, man. They're ready to get loose.
And I can't keep up.
Right.
And that was in my 20s.
Those are the folks you want to hang out with. I know it's cool to be around your buddies in your 20s and 30s, but if you're at one of these big events, you want to hang out with like the dads and the old folks. This is their one night out. They're going to buy all the booze, and they're going to be the ones getting all debaucherous and fun. Those are my kind of people. And by the way, last thing on senior bachelor, golden bachelor, whatever it is, I have an idea for who should be next.
Really?
Ric Flair. Because he just got divorced again. I think it was his 5th divorce. I think he's ran through 5 wives. Can you imagine Golden Bachelor, Ric Flair? Like all those old chicks are standing out there and he comes strutting out there in a robe, styling, profiling, limousine riding. Woo! Like just wooing all these chicks.
What's he doing? He's 75 years old. How many divorces now?
I think this was 5, I believe.
It's time to maybe just settle down a little bit.
You want the nature boy to settle down? Come on, Nige. Ric Flair settles down. There's no hope for anybody else.
He would beat my ass if I said that to him to his face. He's been on our show. He's been a great guest.
Yeah, a couple times. Friend of the show, Ric Flair.
But 5 times? Dear Lord.
Much like Taylor Swift, I feel like the problem is probably him. If we're going to point the finger at Taylor Swift and say, hey, maybe it's you, I think maybe the nature boy could be the problem here. All right, coming up next, we'll get you up to date with Kamala Harris. She had her big interview. Donald Trump spoke in North Carolina and had a little message for the fine folks in Iran. Plus, big date in TV history. Come on back. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
As the summer fades and the cool breeze of fall sets in, it's the perfect time to get back to the basics, especially when it comes to your financial future. At Howard Bailey Financial, we believe in simplifying your retirement plan. Our team of advisors help you build a customized retirement strategy that is designed to help reduce risk, increase income, and mitigate tax. Whether you're just starting out or looking to refine your plan, we're here to guide you every step of the way. It's never too early or too late to make sure your financial future is secure. Text BASICS to 888-262-1104 to download your complimentary retirement planning toolkit today. That's BASICS to 888-262-1104. Howard Bailey Financial. Back to the basics. Forward to your future. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Whether it's the good food or the friendly mood, you can count on Indiana to never lose when it comes to tailgating. And we want to see you at every game. That's why Hubler's got you covered with the best warranty around. So kick off the season in a Hubler quality pre-owned vehicle. Choose from over 2,000 Chevys, Fords, GMCs, Buicks, Nissans, Acuras, Mazdas, Hondas, and many more. All makes and models. Certified. Luxury. Even the hard-to-find ones. Every Hubler Q-certified vehicle is covered by a 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty and includes a 128-point vehicle inspection, plus a free Carfax history report. Keep the tradition alive, knowing Hubler's got you covered for 100,000 miles.
Hubler's got you covered.
Visit drivehubler.com or any of our 12 locations.
Cover me.
Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577.
Service today?
Today.
Sweet chocolate reward.
Sweet chocolate reward.
This is not just the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat at Walgreens. This is the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat right after receiving all their vaccines in one trip. This is the sound of treating yourself, because you protected yourself.
Stop by or schedule both your flu and COVID-19 vaccines today and grab yourself a sweet treat while you're at it. Vaccine subject to availability. State, age, and health-related restrictions may apply.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first-time Nana moments. Welcome to Flight 101. To annual Girls Trip moments. Your can't-miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus,